And welcome to another My Game Shelf. This is Commands and Colors Ancients. What I've got here in front of you are two different games. This one is the original game, which you have to have because all the dice and the rules and all the board, game board are all in this box. This is the one you have to get. The first Commands and Colors Ancients, the base game. And it includes all the scenarios concerning mostly battles between the Romans and the Carthaginians during the Punic War, some of the Greek forces like Pyrrhus of Epirus. It also includes some of the battles of early Roman Republic. This here includes a lot of the civil wars and wars with the early Germanic tribes. But this is an expansion, and there are, I think, three other expansions in other periods, including you have the Alexander the Great period, and you have the Spartans period, the Spartans and Athenians. So there's, I think, 3 or 4 expansions to this base game. This is only one of them. There's another Roman one, too, which includes a lot of what happened in the imperial period, later imperial period. And they come with new pieces and scenarios. Now, this game is the Commands and Colors series, the same as Memoir 44, the same as the other games they have in the series. It's the same as Medieval. It's the same as Red Alert, the Napoleonic series. But this came after Memoir 44. This was the next one they did, which is Ancients, and this is all ancient warfare. Now, Memoir 44 used miniatures. This one uses blocks with stickers. Now, the only downside to the whole thing is that you have to put all these stickers on all these blocks. It's a work-intensive thing, including stickers on the dice. Unlike Memoir 44, which everything was pretty much ready to go. So there's a little bit of preparation work to even get the game to start playing. But it's a great game if you love ancient warfare. This is a great series to get of tactical battles in the ancient world. Let's see what's inside the box. And we have the board game, the manual, the card deck, the battle dice, and the user player card, which talks about combat ranges and fighting amounts and terrain effects and all that stuff. It's all on this card. There's 2 of these cards, one for each player. Shows you all the pieces and what the die rolls mean in combat. Then here's the die rolls in combat. So each player gets a Command and Colors Ancients player card. But the board is just your typical size board, not big, but big enough. And it comes with all these little blocks. And you can see close in that these blocks are little wooden blocks. They're double-sided, so there's no fog of war in that regard. You can see what the other player has in front of you. It's like Memoir 44. It plays like Memoir 44, with the exception there are some extra rules for ancient combat. Now, I just put this one together. This is not a scenario. I just threw this all together to show you how it looks. This would be, say, the Roman side. This would be the Carthaginian side. And it plays like the original, like all the Commands and Colors games do. You have a deck of cards, and each player draws the number of cards for a hand. It can be anywhere between 4 and 6 usually. And you play that hand. You put that hand in front of you, and you play one of the cards from your hand. And the card, like Memoir 44, like all the Commands and Colors, the boards are divided into 3 zones: left wing, center, and right wing, okay? So your cards are also played according to that. So here is a card for you to order 2 left units on the left, or leaders in the left section. So it plays just like Memoir 44. So in this case, I would be able to give orders to all the units in this hex and this hex, because it's on the line, and a commander. And I can give them an order to fire or move and fire or move, just move this turn. And then I take that card that I played and I discard it, and I draw another one for my hand, and I keep these hands secret from the other player so they don't know what I have, and then they do the same thing, and it's just back and forth, back and forth. And there are special event cards. For example, here's a card called Rally, which you can roll the dice equal to the command for each unit type or leader symbol rolled, which is the symbols are on the dice, and one unit of the appropriate type or in or adjacent to a leader's hex is Rally. That is, replace a block in the under strength unit. Rallied units are ordered and may move and battle. Elephant and chariot units may not rally. So there's rules for each event card that can be played in addition to the movement and attack cards, which are the ones I just showed you, like this. So just like Memoir 44, like all the Commands and Colors, it's a card-driven battle game. And it plays very much the same with a few details for ancient warfare that you don't get in World War II combat. If you watch my Memoir 44 video, which I recommend you do, I show how Memoir 44 is the easiest of the Commands and Colors, okay? This is probably the next easiest. This is, if you love ancient warfare from the ancient Greeks into the early Roman period, the Punic Wars, all the way into the Imperial and late Imperial period, all the scenarios, all the battles are here. It's going to cost you quite a bit of money to get all the expansions. So get the base game and then pick maybe one expansion that you like, and or you don't need one. Maybe you're happy with the base game, and you can have a lot of fun. And you can make your own scenarios based on history if you want. It's not hard because you have the bare board and all these tiles with different terrains on them. You even have a beach deck. There can be a beach landing. You have swamps and lakes. You have hills, heavy woods and light woods. You have rocky areas. There's even fortifications here, hills. So there's a lot going on in this game, and it's not a hard game to play. You can teach anyone, probably 10 years, 12 years old and up, to play this. And they play quickly, and when it's done, you can switch sides and take your turn playing the other side and see if you can do as well. Highly recommend it. The battle dice all have symbols on them, and they all mean separate things for different kinds of units. You have banner, you have a helmet, you have a red square, a blue diamond, red, black, green circle, and cross swords, and they each mean something special for a particular kind of unit if it's rolled. So. And the cards will tell you that. So, once again, very simple game. Manual comes. It's a nice paper manual. It really is very comprehensive, well done. And the rules area is not very big. It tells you how to play a command card, order units and leaders. Because in this game, you have leaders. You didn't have that in Memoir 44, which is unfortunate. But in the ancient times, leaders were critically important, especially on the front. Shows how units can be moved. How battles are conducted, close combat, which is the opposite of ranged combat, where you're throwing spears and firing arrows and javelins. And so it gives you a lot of examples of combat, and then how to retreat from a battle, and then special actions you can take, examples of play, how to draw a command card, different kinds of terrain, all about leaders, special units and rules for those special units. And then it gives you a description of each of the command cards so you can find out exactly what they say, what they mean if you need any clarification on the rules. I really haven't needed this, but it's there if you need it, and examples on how to use them. So the manual is very good, very comprehensive. It's not that big, and really once if you've played Memoir 44, this is going to be easy. And if you played this, Memoir 44 will be easy. And so will all the other Commands and Colors games. And then it comes with a pretty good-sized scenario book separately. All these battles are in it, and like all Commands and Colors, it gives you the map, tells you, for example, gives you the historical background, tells you what each side, how many units they get, and the victory points you need, how many banners you need to win the game, and any special rules. And it shows you where you place the units on the map to get started. This is the Battle of Acragas. And then you have the Chrymissos River. This is Rome versus the Carthaginians. Going into future time, you have the Battle of Mataurus River, Second Battle of Beneventum, Cannae, a famous Battle of Cannae. And anyway, there's quite a few scenarios in here, and there's quite a few. Great Plains, Ilipa, you can see how they're all arranged. And the famous Battle of Zama. Okay, so they're all in the scenario book, and each expansion has their own scenario book and a little book, maybe an extra little rule book to give you any extra special rules for that period in time. I don't think there's many. The basic rules pretty much work for every expansion. So this game is like all the Commands and Colors, is a simple way of playing historical scenarios. And being a historian, I love historical scenarios. Being able to put myself in the shoes of the leader at the time, see if I could do as well And, and also I enjoy playing out historical events. I'm a military historian, and I really enjoy these kinds of games. I do like strategy games, too. I do like operational games, but I also like tactical battles. And so this is one of the good ones. And if you love ancient history, and you like gaming, this is one you're really going to appreciate. That's all I have for this one. It's my game shelf. Please join me again next time.